So before we get started today, I wanted to show you guys something. So a good buddy of mine, his son's best friend was in a catastrophic accident. He was an exceptional wrestler, incredible athlete, and he had a catastrophic fall during a kickball tournament and fractured 2 of his C vertebrae and is going to be wheelchair bound, and it's a really, really serious situation. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the link to their GoFundMe in the description, and if you guys want to help, that would be incredible. All right, so Candace Owens is apparently being accused of faking the messages with Charlie Kirk, which would be really audacious given the fact that it would be so easy to prove that that's not true. But nonetheless, we're going to take a look at these accusations, and we're going to see what Candace is responding with, because there are people going ham on Candace right now online, and it feels like the more she does work on investigating this whole thing, the better she is at like inciting people to like lose their mind and say her name publicly. Now we're going to look at that story in detail, but first we're going to look at 2 other stories. One about an Alex Jones story. Look at this, okay? The leftist world order, combined puppet masters who are not stupid. They hate the way. Okay, so we're going to look at why they want to kill you and your family, according to Alex Jones. Very interesting stuff. And then we're going to look at a shocking change in the X algorithm that I cannot explain. Okay, I need you guys to see what my X feed looks like without me like doing anything. I go on, this is what it looks like. There's something wrong, okay? We're going to look at that, then we're going to look at Candace. But first, again, right? You don't want to be the person who takes the candy. It's like 25 cents. Leave it for muscular dystrophy. You're like, I'm not leaving money for muscular dystrophy. I'm out of here. That is you if you have not subscribed to my channel when we have said, you know, we're handshaking it, right? You don't want to be that person. And also, everybody like this video. I appreciate you guys doing that right now. Okay, so check this out. Okay, watch this little clip from Alex Jones, and then we're going to get into the, the X algorithm, then we're going to get into the Candace story. All right, let's do this.
They know what they're doing. They mean business. They've already conquered most of the world, and they're not going to stop. George Soros stole the pension funds of dozens of countries' old people. The left loves him. He crashes currencies. He puts old people on the street. He helps Adolf Hitler round up Jews. They love that. That's power. That's the pure exercise of will to them, because they're such disgusting people. Look at Mondami. Look at Alexander Soros. Those are the most disingenuous.
Alex Soros. Isn't he in charge of George Soros' money now? Isn't he married to Hillary Clinton's right hand now? Arranged marriage in front of Satan. Just kidding. Hey, just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just joking. I'm not. They're not super scary at all.
Was fake, wicked, manipulating people that have nothing but absolute, total rage towards you and your family. You're a hard-working middle-class black family, they hate you. You're a hard-working middle-class Hispanic family, they hate you. You're a hard-working middle-class white family, they hate you. They hate anything that ever stood up to total power and total control. It's in their textbooks of why the West must be destroyed, so there's no example of anybody else and no hope worldwide. Nothing but darkness and evil rulers that can do whatever they want. And how they convince the West that we're the authors of the evil, that we're the authors of slavery, that we're the authors of darkness and destruction. When despite all our problems, the West has been the great light. And they don't deny that in Japan. They don't deny that as philosophers, even in India. They teach that there still, but not here. You've got to be taught that you are bad. You are evil. So you must bow down and give up your life force, give up your will, give up your survival instinct, and learn to hate yourself, because the world's going to end. Because the ice cap's all melted, the polar bear's all drowned. None of it's true. And you know it's not true. But when AOC and all of them tell you the world ends in 2030, well, under their 2030 agenda, the world as you know it is over. And any free market capitalist system of competition is over. And the mega corporations through the governments rule you. And they do it all through class envy. When it is the billionaire globalist class, the BlackRocks, the Larry Finks that are running all of this. So when you hear everybody that wants welfare and everybody that wants a free lunch, everybody that's a criminal, everybody that wants to get away with murder is going to come to New York, and that, boy, that's stupid, that'll destroy the city, that's the plan. And then as that falls, and as they bring in even more foreigners, that boils into the next town, boils into the next city. And the incredible corruption of the Democratic Party and all the money they steal and all the things they do. They want to destroy all the tourist centers. They want ugliness. They want homelessness. They want homeless camps everywhere.
Are you scared yet? We're only halfway through, guys. Okay. Do you think that he's like you think this is all made up? You guys think this is all made up? Because here is my uneducated, I am not an economist, but here is what my thoughts are, right? Is everybody familiar with the term late stage capitalism? Okay. Because at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, here is how capitalism actually works. Basically, think about it like this in the most simple terms, okay? So real estate market is down right now, right? Okay, well, that's great. But can most people go out and buy a house? No, because they don't have the capital to buy a house, and the payments with high interest rates are too much for them to make. Thus, even though the prices are down, doesn't matter, okay? Well, if you have lots and lots and lots of capital, guess what? You can go buy these houses cash while they're down, then interest rates go down, and then the prices go up and you can sell them. Okay, that is a small microcosm of how capitalism works, which basically indicates to everybody that whoever has the capital is going to win the game. Capitalism, it's a game, man. It's a game. You start this business over here. This person starts this business over here. They have no capital. They have lots of capital. This one spends $1 billion on marketing. This one has no money to market. This one even has a shittier product. They win. Okay. Well, late stage capitalism is like when you have consolidation, like you have winners that are such a small group of people that there's not enough going around for the poor people. And even though no matter, they're working their asses off, but they're poor. You look at the 50s and everybody's like, it's a regular job. They work at a plant. They've got a house. They've got 2 cars. The wife doesn't need to work. How many people do you know where a guy goes to work, wife doesn't have to work. The dude makes enough money for them to have a house, 2 cars, so on and so forth, etc. Okay, like that's rare. People have to make a lot of money in that, to be able to do that. Okay, that's what. But you also have at the same time, like people who are making billions of dollars, people who are making tens of millions of dollars every year. Late stage capitalism. Okay, and it's going to continue to get worse. So if you're one of these people who are the masters of the universe and they recognize there's no solution to late stage capitalism other than we have to figure something out. Okay, well, what happens in the event that they go full communist? Okay, who do you think is going to own everything? Okay, them. Same people. But at least in this case, they break everyone and people will be easier to control, is my theory.
Everywhere. They want rats running around the street while Larry Fink lives on a 20,000-acre gigantic mansion that rival what the King of England has. But he's up there telling you if you're making $100,000 a year, you're a rich, evil white person, and you better do whatever he says. And they're destroying the means of production. The big banks don't want competition. They want to destroy the means of production so they can then issue you credits when you're in debt. They already own 80+% of the assets in the world, but now they've got to get the last 20%, not just because they're...
See, that's exactly what I was talking about. I hadn't even watched this all the way through. That's exactly what I was talking about. They already own 80% of everything. Okay, what happens when they own 100%? How is anybody else going to do anything? And they're like, well, listen, we are a machine. We got to keep trying to get more stuff. We got to show growth. But at a certain point, there'll be a revolution if we don't figure something out.
They're greedy like Scrooge McDuck that wants to swim around in gold, but because they want to dictate everything to us. They don't want you to have anything. Not a garden, not your health, not a little farm, not a skill. Not be able to say 2 + 2 = 4. Not be able to fix an engine because all the engines are computerized and won't let you. They want a post-human world with robots delivering us all our food and everything else, the poison food. It is a premeditated international globalist takeover, and they admit it. It is deliberate. It is a plan, and you can stop a deliberate plan. Deliberate, premeditated.
All right. Well, those look like clips that'll get me copywritten, so I'm just going to stop it right there. But you guys get the point, right? Certainly seems like the kind of thing that we should pay attention to, right? Certainly seems like the kind of thing we should pay attention to. And speaking of which, let me show you what is going on with my X feed, and then I'm going to get into the Candace story. Okay, what is going on with X? Okay, anybody else's feed starting to look like this? Look at this. Okay, in Poland, women are systematically oppressed through their patriarchal culture, lack of representation in positions of power, and through harmful restrictions and blah, 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 blah. Okay, look at this. I love being denied my passport. This is in my For You. Okay, look at this. See, For You. I love being denied my passport because a certain administration believes sex is determined by conception. Women deal with pregnancy and menopause. What do men deal with? How is this my for you? I was with plenty of cis people who didn't know I was trans when I was a teenager. This is, what am I looking at? Okay, how is this my for you? A video shows a young woman in visible distress during what she says is a live stream panic attack. She tearfully explains to her mother off camera how exhausted she feels while her mother responds dismissively, telling her to just go to bed. Oh my God, what a tragedy. Jeez. Okay. And then they're just, they're shitting on Candace. Yeah, because I love that, right? I always shit on Candace. Massively free block list in the replies. Look at this, dude. Every single post is nonsense. Okay, stuff that I disagree with, that I would never try to I would never engage with this garbage unless you're trying to get me to get mad. Okay, like what am I looking? Oh, here we go. Damn. All right. Okay, here we go. Somebody puts up an AI thing with a girl with big boobs. Like, okay, yeah, here you go. Yeah, right. Okay, I wouldn't interact with this shit either. Here we go. Fine. Okay, Anna Kasparian. Fine. This is good. Here we go. At this point, Trump supporters are 100% PDF files and treason. Okay, I follow Project Constitution. That's my guy. What the fuck is this? ICE agent in Chicago pointing a pistol. This is one of Trump's Nazis. How is this my For You page, guys? Okay. We are changing Trumpet's narrative. MAGA cult. Game over. Look at this. She's been peddling white supremacist propaganda and then plays the victim when people are giving her the cold shoulder. About Sydney Sweeney. I mean, this is insane. All right. Well, that brings us to the Candace Owens portion of our video. Okay. So apparently Grok is saying that she forged or faked her Charlie Kirk messages, which would be totally crazy, obviously, if that was true. I don't believe it. But nonetheless, we're going to look into it. Actually, let me do like this, guys, so you can see my face. Okay. I want you to see my face as I cover this. All right. So, okay. So this is Candace, right? But above this, what you will see is this woman who says, as if I couldn't be more disgusted. Ask Erica to validate your conspiracy slop as she grieves whilst recalibrating life with 2 kids without Charlie. Candace is like, yeah, I'm doing an investigation into who killed my friend. And you said that I was lying. And so I just said, here's who has access to Charlie's communications. It'd be easy for them to go validate it. You know, they could just go to Charlie's text messages with Candace and then you can look and see if those are real. But Natalie Denise, who is this person, by the way? All right. Christian founder of Counter Traffic. Okay. So what's, something tells me, oh my God, here we go. Okay. So who writes each Candace podcast episode? Oh, okay. Okay. Every single post. Candace's success is tapping on CK's grave for money, then asking his widow to mop up her mess. Okay. Okay. So what else? Hey, what else? Sociopath Candace Owens admits to text messages were from 2018. What? Yeah. What? How is that? What? She never said it wasn't. That's even crazier. Every single one of these posts is anti-Candace. Every single one. Every single one. Every single one. So Candace lied again. This is crazy, dude. This is crazy. For clarity, Owens, via her rep, did agree to talk about Charlie Kirk before our interview. Okay, I don't even know what this is. Okay, I'm just going to go like this. Watch this. Okay. Let's see if we can find. All right. So not every single one, if we scroll down far enough, is all about Candace Owens. But let's hear what she says here, dude. Let's just see who this is.
On Daily Wire Plus, and it's completely free to watch. While most parents are busy worrying about screen time.
I'm sorry. So this person is on Daily Wire. Oh, who would have guessed, dude? Who would have guessed that Daily Wire would have been the source of all of this negativity directed towards Candace? I wonder why they would be so angry at her. It's weird, something to think about. Anyway, let's go to Candace's actual page, though. Okay. So Candace says that on today's show, Christian Zionism is crashing out. What is it about the Charlie Kirk investigation that has them all so shook? From January 6th to 9/10, there seems to have been a lot of pastors involved in the organization. I am going to watch that right after this, you guys. And then she says, I don't know why, but I feel like a lot of these people that are panicking about us investigating Charlie's murder are going to wind up named in the contractor LLCs that Turning Point's money was evaporated into. More on that this week. What's up, Candace? What's up, dude? That's exactly what I was talking about in the X space that Candace was listening to. Exactly what I was talking about. I said, if you are going to, like if you're a person who is going to juke money out of TPUSA or any other organization, the way you do it is you are a contractor, you over invoice, the person who has the purse strings pays those invoices, and then they split the money. Okay? And now she's talking about it, dude. I like it. I mean, I don't know if that came from me or if it's something, like I never heard her use that exact verbiage, but I like the idea that maybe I helped. The point was that Ben tried to prevent Charlie from coming up. Yes. So the messages would have to be from So the messages have to be from when Charlie was relatively unknown and coming up. Duh. It was all chill until Kanye tweeted me, and then it was knives out. Want to debunk me? Ask Turning Point. Ask Tyler Bauer. And they're saying, we are talking about text from 2018, though. If Charlie changed, for example, the phone, and if you don't care about old messages from someone you disassociated with, would you keep the text? What if she knew nobody else would still have these? I mean, it's okay, so you're just like making shit up. Okay. And she says, Tucker and me were ardent supporters of and friends of Charlie. I will not allow an inversion of history to happen. I was clear that in the matter of Charlie Kirk, do not test me. Listen, dude. When this bitch tells you don't test her, I would take her fucking advice, dude. Okay? I will take her advice on that. She will fuck you up, man. She's scary. She's scary in all the best ways. And all these people shitting on her, I don't care. Okay? I like Candace, dude. Even if I think she's wrong. Even I think she's wrong. Sometimes I think she's wrong. But she's right enough and she's entertaining enough that I like her anyway. You know what I mean? And honestly, she's right most of the time. Even when she's wrong, it's not like she's got to be. I don't believe anybody that says she's doing shit in bad faith. I think they're wrong. That I would, that's a hill I would die on, is that Candace is not doing things in bad faith. I don't believe that at all. Anyway, but she says, you are correct in your assessment that it was stupid for them to push the idea that I would fabricate messages. Correct. Where you would get it wrong is that you think I'm discrediting Zionists. They discredit themselves because they always lie. They are incredibly petty and they always lie. This person says, some of you love handing Candace Owens victories. It's remarkable. You love giving her propaganda to show her followers so she can say that the establishment, Zionists, and Jews are just trying to discredit them. When you deny the authenticity of something put out by a media figure like Candace, you sure as hell better be right. Correct. And if you're not, then it's not something that just vanishes and gets lost in the mix. Candace will weaponize your attempts to debunk her, to further radicalize her followers and recruit new ones who were previously on the fence. We've seen this happen time and time again with her. Remember the group chat where Charlie Kirk was talking about Israel? How many of you fools came out and immediately accused her of fabricating it? Well, of course, it turned out to be accurate. I am in no position to verify the authenticity of these texts, but Candace is not dumb. She's likely not going to make up texts that other people have access to, in this case, Erica Kirk. Using ChatGPT is not a legitimate method to authenticate text messages or refute the authenticity of text messages. This does not mean Candace doesn't spend her days spreading conspiracy theories and lies. It means she's not fully self-destructive. Okay, so this person said, Candace recently posted what she claimed were texts from Charlie Kirk. After having ChatGPT analyze the images, I believe Candace fabricated them. What a fucking idiot. What an idiot, dude. Just walked into it, just walked into it. The model compared the screenshots to real iMessage UI design patterns, typography, and layout structure. Its analysis is based on Apple's San Francisco typeface metrics, message bubble geometry, and color rendering consistency, which can be verified against iPhone. Oh my God, that's amazing, dude. That's amazing. Yeah, that was wrong. That was just wrong, dude. Oh, that's sad, dude. Here you go.
Begs a big explanation. am going to continue to ask the question, a 20-hour response in a country the size of New Jersey, that begs a big explanation.
What he's saying is a 20-hour response time on October 7th. That's what he's talking about. That implicates Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli government being in on what we all said. They funded Hamas. They gave a stand-down order. They knew this attack was coming for over a year. As the New York Times revealed, they had the plans. So what they did was they kind of staged this so they could use this as almost like a false flag so they could then go wipe out Gaza and take over Gaza in the West.
I mean, it's not even a false flag. I mean, or it's not like almost. It just is a false flag if they funded it, you know. Sorry. I don't know why I just threw gum in my mouth like as if I was done recording. I wasn't, obviously. But then you have people like, at this point, she could claim the sky is green and half her followers would believe it. What? Based on what evidence, dude? Candace thinks Brigitte Macron is a male. Anything and everything she says is suspect. Hey, so apparently you haven't watched that series. Okay? Watch this. I'll just respond to that in real time, guys. Yeah. Brigitte is a male. And started dating Emmanuel when he was 15, best case. So, you know, there's that, you know. There's that. Anyway, that's what I got. Love you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. Bye-bye.